Shalom. We're going to start out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Yahweh is the true, holy, and powerful name of the Heavenly Father. Bahashem, meaning in the name. Yahweh Shai is the true, holy, and powerful name of his only begotten Son, who is the Savior of the nation of Israel, starting off with the elect within the nation of Israel. And Israel consists of you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, as well as you Israelite foreigners scattered abroad. That may look like the nations where you've been scattered to, but are Israelites. And we also want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect pushing out this word on sincerity and the truth. All right, with the brothers from the Great Millstone branch out in Des Moines, Iowa, coming back at you with another lesson inspired by the Holy Spirit, Habakkuk. And may entitled this lesson, The House is Rifled and the Woman, all right, ... All right, and you know what comes after that. That's a precept in the book of Zechariah, the 14th chapter. And the inspiration of this lesson came through a clip that I was listening to from the Elder Bara out in GMS Chicago. His page here is GMS Austere Man. He did a video where it was a compilation of different events going on in D.C. All right, the militarization of D.C., which Trump just said that, you know, they want to move on to Chicago next. All right, and they want to bring in the military, and these different officers are going to start being equipped with more weaponry and everything like that, you know. So things are ramping up, all right, as we're at the brink of Jacob's trouble. All right, the Lord bringing in the judgment upon our people for all their wickedness and those that didn't want to repent and turn from their iniquities, from their transgressions, right? So the Lord is about to have them to pay for all the wickedness. All right, as it is written, all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. All right, so people have been living in a life of rebellion towards Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and now we're going to witness, all right, the fruits of these things through these various judgments. The Lord is going to use Esau, Edom to execute upon our people. Like it says in the book of Psalms, deliver me from the wicked, which is thy sword. And the wicked is the nation of Edom, all right, which is the so-called white man. All right, so the Lord is going to use him, all right, to bring punishment upon the people. Isaiah the 10th chapter, you know, so many different precepts that goes into that. All right, but you know, this lesson, you know, is going to go into a clip, all right, that was played towards the end, which shows what happens, all right, to women, all right, in those types of times, in those types of environments. All right, that's why we read about that in the book of Isaiah the 13th, or Isaiah the 3rd chapter, and going into the 4th chapter, going into Isaiah 4:1, which Lord's will, you know, we'll touch upon that. So without further ado, I'm going to play this clip, and Lord's will may grab another clip, bring out some precepts, and Lord's will just set up on.
I was walking past Union Station, and there was a whole group of DEA federal officers. And I said, what are you supposed to be protecting us from? And he goes, everything. And I looked back and I said, yeah, because I feel so scared. And I started to walk away, and he yelled at me, him being a middle-aged white man, yelled at me, come back here with that little skirt. Told a Metro police officer, didn't look surprised, didn't look like he cared at all. He barely even looked me in the eyes. I feel so safe, DC.
Right, so you heard her, you know, give that short testimony, and you know, so she mentioned, you know, she was walking by, and she asked, you know, and that even shows you the pride of these women, you know, not really understanding their place and not really understanding how vulnerable they are, you know, because these are a group of men, a group of officers, all right, and she's, you know, questioning them in this tone as if she has some type of authority, or in the tone of safety, you know. Because it's going to come a time where, you know, these women, they're not going to want to be out there in public, all right, because they're going to have the testimonies of what happened to these different women, all right, that were out and abroad, all right, that are getting snatched up. You know, that fear is going to really creep in, because these things are going to happen, man. As it is written in the book of Ezekiel, the 2nd chapter, written within and without is lamentation, mourning, and woe. All right, and you women are very vulnerable. All right, you've been put on this pedestal as if nothing can happen to you. You've been indoctrinated with these Disney movies and all these different woman king movies where you just think that you could just kick some ass against some men and everything like that. Say what?
I said,
yeah, all y'all ass think y'all ass is Colombiana and
Salt. Oh, I know all them damn.
Yeah, Salt, all that.
All them.
Yeah, they put it out there, which that's all fairy tales, all right? Because here it is, she punched a dude, this nigga hit 8 backflips because she punched him. I was like, bro, nigga eating that shit, man, and just grabbing. But that's the thing, things are going to be put in this proper order, and women are going to really understand their place. That you're going to need a hedge, because even in this example, this woman, all right, as soon as the dude said, hey, come over here in that little skirt, what did she do? She went to another man to come in and try and defend her from that, right? And he just brushed it off, didn't care. So what do you think is going to happen when society collapses, man? Well, we're going to read it. Zechariah chapter 14 and verse 2. I'll start at verse 1. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, and thy spoil shall be divided in the midst of thee. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the woman ravished. All right. And in the NLT, you see what it says. All right. I will gather all nations to fight against Jerusalem. The city will be taken, the houses looted. All right. So people are going to be kicking down houses. All right. Kicking down doors. All right. Snatching people up. And what do you think these officers are going to do? And the true men of the Lord have been warning you about these different things. All right. We've been setting you in your place through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right. You are a target. Okay. You are a prey. All right. And without no hedge, as it is written in the book of Sirach chapter 36. And that hedge is that man. The possession is spoiled. And that's why she had to go to another man to be defended from another man. All right. So this is Sirach chapter 36 and verse 24. It says, he that getteth a wife beginneth a possession. Right. So a woman is a possession. All right. And a man protects his possession. So all these women that are talking about, well, I ain't no possession and this and that and the third. Well, this is what the scripture says. And if you aren't a possession, then why would I seek to protect you? All right. If somebody's going to break into somebody's car. All right. If it ain't my car, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Yeah. I'm not finna put my life down on the line to go protect somebody else's vehicle. Right. But if somebody's breaking into my car, I'm going to see about it. Right. Because that's my possession. All right. If somebody's coming to steal my goods, then I'm coming to hedge and protect my goods. Right. But if it's not my possession, then I'm not providing protection. And it's the same thing with the Lord. See, the Lord is going to come and deliver those that are his. All right. Those that are under his vibration. Those that are taking heed to his instructions, his wife, his woman, that's who he's coming to defend. All right. But all of our people that aren't crying out, or all of our people that are joined themselves to Esau, Edom, and, that are forsaking the Lord. All right. Well, they're acknowledging themselves as not being his. Everybody that takes that MOTB, that is a badge of servitude, saying that you have another God but Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. So the Lord himself isn't going to come and deliver them. He's coming to deliver the Israel of the Most High. So that's going to trickle down as well. All right. Those men. All right. And it's going to be the men of the Lord that get the protection, that get the divine intervention to be covered, them in their households. Right. They're going to be protecting their possessions. OK. So those women that are the possession of those men, they will be hedged and protected, man. All right. They will be covered. Right. So it says, he that getteth a wife beginneth the possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest. And this is what a woman is supposed to be. All right. A pillar of rest, a help. Right. It says where no hedge is, and most women aren't that. All right. Most women cause issues, problems, headaches. All right. And in these times, like I was listening to the big bro, Arala, he did a lesson maybe about 2 months back, and it was on a vision that he had. It was a vision of chaos that suddenly erupted. All right. And he had mentioned, it was bombs that was going off and everything like that. And he said when that shit happened, he was rejoicing. He was excited while everybody was in panic. And he was like, even his wives, he was like, man, you ain't hear a peep from him, quiet, under submission. When we go left, we go left. When we go right, we go right. Then, because of that fear that settles in. See, a woman, she thinks that she could talk trash. She thinks that she can move in a particular way because that fear isn't in. But when that fear kicks in, everybody's going to get in order, going to get in line. All right, they're going to see the danger and the consequences, all right, and the vulnerability that they have, but the consequences of not taking heed to that man. That if I don't listen to that man, if I don't listen to his instructions, I could suffer the consequences of being out there. He could leave me out here in these different things that are happening. Leave me out there to get snatched up by these men, or leave me out here to get taken by these troops and so on and so forth, or go through the famine. They're going to see these things, and that's when they're going to get in line. That's when it's going to be like, look, whatever you say, all right, is what it is. Now they can do all the shit talking and everything like that. But that's going to get in. The Lord is going to correct that with fear and judgment, man. All right. So it says, where no hedge is, there the possession is spoiled. And he that hath no wife wandereth up and down. So where no up and down mourning. So where no hedge, all right, that hedge is a protection. All right. It says if there's no hedge, the possession is spoiled. So these women are going to be without protection. All right. And they're going to get what? Spoiled. They're going to get ravished, like that scripture said in that Zechariah, man. Did you have something?
No, I was thinking about the precept where it says that a man should be a hiding place.
Yep, that's Isaiah 32.
Okay,
Yep. As a matter of fact, I was going to grab that. You could start at verse 9, read 9 through 11, and then we'll jump up.
Okay.
I'm going to finish the Zechariah real quick. Zechariah 14:2. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravished. And half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. Right. So this is what's going to happen, man. All right. And the only way out, because I want to play this other clip as well, because you got women think that the solution is, they need to learn how to do jujitsu. Once again, thinking they Colombiana, it's like, look, the real solution is repentance. All right. Turning to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, because if the Lord has favor upon you, he will link you up with a man of the Lord that will be that hedge and will be that protection. And you will have to be under his guidance and under his direction. All right, just like Lot. See, the word Lot, all right, means what? A covering. Let's go ahead and grab that. Let me just back that up real quick. All right. And as a matter of fact, I'll just get Lot's wife. All right. Okay, nah, don't pop up like that. All right, I just want to prove this point. All right, so the word Lot in Genesis 19:14. All right, so if you know the story of Lot, and the Lord delivered Lot from Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, he gave him the warning of what was going to happen. All right, and then what? The Lord delivered him out of that before the fire and brimstone came down. He warned his sons-in-laws. They thought that he was mocking. They thought he was just joking around, talking shit, so they didn't take heed to his warning, right? And then you have the example. It was given unto him the instructions of what? Not to look back, all right? Those instructions was given to him and his household, all right? Just like we've been given instructions from Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, all right, for us in our households, all right? But what did she do? She looked back, okay? So when she went away from those instructions, what happened? She got destroyed, all right? So a part of that covering isn't just being you with the man of the Lord, or just because you're sleeping with him. Nah, you got to take heed to that man's instructions, all right? Because if you're sleeping with that man, but you're not taking heed to his instructions, you're going to get left behind, all right? The Lord is going to separate you, or you're going to make a decision that's outside of his instructions that's going to get you destroyed, or it's going to get you caught up in all these calamities, man, before you get destroyed, all right? This is now the word Lot. This is just from Genesis 19:14, because I just want to confirm that. So that word Lot, yep, it says covering. All right, so Lot was a covering for him and his household. So even though his wife was joined with him up until that point, when she didn't take heed to those instructions, she got destroyed. All right, left there as a pillar of salt, man. So this is gonna be. So it's not just you sleeping with a man. All right. You got to take heed to his instructions, man. We got to take heed to the instructions of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, and that allows us to stay within that covering. All right. But you got that Isaiah?
Yeah, this is Isaiah 32 and verse 1. It says, "Behold, a king shall reign."
Jump down to verse 9 through 11 first, and then we'll jump back up.
Okay, Conch. It's
all
Isaiah
good.
32 and 9. It says, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease."
Right now, and even going back to this woman, you can tell this is a woman that's at ease, all right? She's out there running in the street, she's questioning, man, like, what are you... And then she had the nerve to say, oh, yeah, I'm so afraid. Like, she's careless.
Yeah.
She has no fear. Like, I'm running around. Like, that's the norm. She can run around, in the street without a sense of danger, men eyeing her. These women, like even me and the brother Yeshai, we had mentioned in the lesson we did last week. Or no, maybe we was just having a conversation. But even when these women go to the gym, it be dudes there that know exactly what time they get to the gym, know their routine. You know what I'm saying? Know what days they go to the gym. They timing it, figuring out what time they go to the gym. They're being eyed. They're being hunted on, just like in the wilderness. In the jungle. All right, the lion, he hunts the prey. All right, he'll creep in the grass and everything like that, and waiting for the perfect time to him to make his attack. All right, women don't look at themselves as prey. All right, like they're being targeted. So she's out here, she's running. She's probably got a routine, and there's probably 4 dudes that see her run by every day. They checking her out, looking at her and everything like that, and they are, and they looking, and what do you think is going to happen when all hell break loose? If he gets that opportunity, he's going to come with it. he's going to take it. If there's no consequences, all right, you know, if there's not another man that can come and defend, because the other man that can defend is usually the police for any of these women. If anything happens, they can call the police. I saw one clip on one post that a brother I think reposted, you know, but it was from Facebook, and this chick was saying that the next man that cheat on me or something like that, the next man that cheat on me, I'ma put on some makeup and say that he beat me, and then how I feel is gonna determine whether he gonna get prison or whether he gonna get a jail sentence or something along those lines, man. All right. So they feel like they got a certain power because they can call the police and they're gonna come to their aid and their defense, and that's how Esau set up this system, to where they can just call the cops and then another man can come in and defend them. And that's another thing. See, women act like they're independent. You're always gonna need another man. All right. You don't call the police to get a woman to come in and intervene. Right. No, they call the police because they want another man to come and intervene. Okay. So these women that they have a sense of security, all right, that's gonna be completely stripped away from them. All right.
Oh, that's the spirit. That's the spirit that you said, secure. Cause I'm gonna finish this Isaiah this verse 9, and I'm gonna read it in the NIV. So it says, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech." Now in the NIV, it says, "You women who are complacent, rise up and listen to me. You daughters who feel secure, hear what I have to say." So just like what the brother just mentioned, these a lot of these women feel like they have that security, all right, because they're able to call the 911 or any type of authority, all right. But in these days to come, there won't be no authority, all right. There won't be any because what it says in I believe it's in Second Esdras. If you want to just real quick, just give me a second. Let me try to find it. But
Talking about them, man.
Yeah.
That shall be no. It's Isaiah or Second Ezra 16.
Yeah.
Second Ezra 16, and but yeah, no, that's how it's gonna be, man. You know, it's gonna be all out. And then another thing too, because even the man, when the dude said that, she called the other police. So the man that she tried to get to come defend him, he didn't give a damn. And that's another thing too. See, the Lord is going to leave these women out here to go through these different pains and sufferings because they walked in great pride, because of their haughtiness, all right, because of their arrogance and everything like that. The same man that she might try and call for help is the same one that's going to come and use and abuse her, man, you know? So these times, man, it's going to be real deal. That's why I said what? Back in that Isaiah 32:9, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters." Who's the voice of the Lord? Luke 1:70, the Lord spake by the mouth of his holy prophets. See, the prophets have been warning you of these things. The prophets ain't been sitting there telling you everything's going to be all right. You know, it's like, nah, you're a woman, you're vulnerable, you're underneath the man, all right? And in the times of war, and the time when this shit hits the fan, you're going to get snatched up, all right? These things are going to happen to you unless you repent and truly turn to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and take heed to the instructions that the Lord has given. All right, so that you can be covered, so that you don't get left here once again like Lot's wife that didn't take heed to the instructions, man. It says, I'm gonna keep reading on this real quick. Isaiah 32:10. "Many days and years shall you be troubled, ye careless woman, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come." So all the benefits, and you see that happen, and all the snap, all these different things that have put women in the position to be without a man. All right, the different government benefits. All right. These different jobs that they've been given to where they can make a certain amount of money, and they, you know, in this independent mentality as if they don't need a man. All that's going to be taken away. All right, you got the so-called black woman. I think it's now over 300,000 jobs have been taken from the so-called black women, right? So not all that money that they was boasting in, riding around in these certain vehicles where they didn't need no man, they're being brought down. All right, Apostle Tahar has been doing a lot of lessons on the Isaiah 4:1, you know, about how there's beautiful women that are homeless. I saw this one clip where this chick, she was homeless with 5 children and pregnant. All right. And she was somewhat attractive. Her ass needed to get in the gym, you know, but she was, you know, decent. But I was even telling the brother, I was like, I showed Yeshai the clip. I was like, now look at her. What you think is going to happen to her when shit hits the fan? You know, she's just going to get snatched up and taken, you know, and these women are going to recognize the reality of that. Like if you're out there, you're going to just get snatched up and taken. All right. Men is going to be, whether it's troops, whether it's the neighbor next door. They showed you that on one of the purges, man. Yeah. All right. I forget which purge it was. And my memory on my movies be whack as hell. But it's one of the purges, man, where this dude, you know, he had like this one chick. you know. But when shit hit the fan, man, he was like, man, I've been nice, I've been kind, and this and that and the third. And it was that time where he wanted it, and he was supposed to be the nice guy, the kind one. Yeah, baby, anything, you just give me a call, I'll be there for you. I'll never do anything bad to you, and so on and so forth. But when shit hit the fan, all right, then that real energy came from him, man. All right. Then he went into hunting mode and like, look, like, now I'm taking it now. I've been nice. You know. So it's like these women gonna recognize the position that they're in, man. And once again, the way to escape these things is truly repentance and turning to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. All right. Because this woman that's single right now, if you're really repenting and turning to the Lord is going to orchestrate it. He's going to make a way to get you with that hedge through that man. All right. And protect you until, you get with that man, however the Lord plays it out. All right. But have to really have your mind prepared because you're going to have to be in full submission. You get with a man in that time, it ain't going to be no shit talking. It ain't going to be no attitude. It ain't going to be like, well, I think this and that. Well, you can go think that or whatever the fuck over there. All right. On your own while we keep it moving. Me and all 8, 9, 10 of my other shorties, we gonna keep it moving. Yo ass can sit over there with that attitude, all right, and fight against them troops, all right? Are you against them lions? Are you against that famine, all right? What's better? Either taking heed to what I'm saying or going the fuck out there and fighting against 18 niggas, all right, that's trying to ravish your ass, man. Straight up. That's gonna be your options, all right? Either take heed to what that man is saying or being left out there to go through the sufferings and the judgment and the wrath of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man.
Yeah, we brought up that account in a previous lesson that we did about that woman
and Judges.
Yep.
That played the harlot on the Levite priest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Lord.
Them damn Benjaminites.
Yeah, they came through, man. They ran through her ass, man. Ran through her ass all the way till the sun came up.
Yep.
All right, and they was some Bati boys, some sodomites, man.
Sodomites. Yep.
You know, they had their way with her all night, taking turns, man. Until her ass went to crawling, and then they left her, and then she had to crawl back to the crib. And when she got to the porch, man, she died on the porch. Yep. All right, but that was the judgment that came upon her for what? Committing adultery.
Yep.
You know? So that's how the Lord decided to kill her. Like, okay, you want to play the field, you want to go, sleep with another man, you want to go, all right, cool, I got something for you. Mm-hmm. Now the Lord gonna do an overkill, and that's gonna be the judgment for a lot of these women. All right. They're gonna get ravished and they're gonna die in the famine. All right, because that's a gruesome judgment, man. And the Lord's got gruesome judgments to come, I'm
going to go back to this Isaiah 32.
Yep. You can go to verse 11 now. I just read that verse 10.
Oh, okay, Con. Isaiah 32 and verse 11, it says, "Tremble ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare and gird sackcloth upon your loins."
Right, and even going back, because I was talking to this one Jake, and actually it's crazy. Now the Spirit got me thinking about it, because it was 2 dudes that told me this, man. I was at the gym, and it was this one Northern Kingdom cat, and I was talking to him and everything like that. Like, he be boxing and shit. I know him, and, he be coming up to the gig or whatever, right? But anyways, so... he was like, "Oh yeah, you started coming here." I was like, "Yeah, it's closer to my side of town, the gym that opened up on this side of town or whatever." He's like, "Yeah, you been coming here?" And I was like, "Yeah, nah, I'll be coming over here. It's a little bit closer and everything like that." And then he was like, "Yeah, man." He was like, "Yeah, nah, this one's cool, man. It's got good equipment, but it's pretty much just more ass at the other gym." To be plain, he is like, "Yeah, man, there's more over there." So it's like when he go to the gym, nigga looking, and women be out there ass out, like, you know what I'm saying? But just showing you, was like, man, they noticed that. It was another dude that I talked to, and he said the same thing. He was like, "Yeah, man, it's a little bit skim over here, so I'm gonna probably just go to the other one, So these women, they go in the gym all careless and everything like that, not even knowing that niggas be on the hunt, Yeah, niggas be on the hunt, man. Vulnerable, all right?
Yeah.
Vulnerable, ass all out. You can see the damn the print. You know what I'm saying? So what you think is going through these dudes' minds? All right? They're not thinking about playing tic-tac-toe with your ass. They see that ass walk by, they looking like, damn, if I wish I could, That's what a lot of dudes be on. So what you think is going to happen when there's no consequences? All right? When there's no consequences, it's just going to go down, man. And as a matter of fact, I know we're going to go back to this Isaiah 32, but I want to go ahead and play this clip real quick. And then we'll go back to the top of that Isaiah.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
All right. So this is another clip that now this is from 5 days ago, the Hopeful Elect 3. It says, "There be spirits that are created for vengeance, Now, this is a woman speaking. All right, and I'm gonna read the precept, Sirach 34 and Sirach 39 and 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. These people are ticking time bombs.
A lot of us are waiting for the system to crash so we can stop paying bills and we can stop going to work. But there are other people who are waiting, right? They're waiting for chaos. They're waiting for the unlawfulness so that they can enact all the twisted, dark shit that's in their head. That they waiting to do it. Now, these are your neighbors. This can be your neighbors, your doctors, your lawyers. You feel me? Like, seemingly normal people. But they not all the way there. They waiting on that perfect moment to do everything that they've been wanting to do. And I know y'all be seeing the cases where, you know, a person will go pew pew a target or something. They couldn't wait. They acted on it now. They can't wait. Now, to the women, all that I'm just a girl shit, all that's out the window. Who do y'all think they gonna come after first? Women and children will be the #1 target.
Right, and she said it right there. She was straight up. She was like, who do y'all think they coming after first? Women and children are going to be the target. Whether it's the police officer, like the woman showed in her example, Shorty was just running by. He noticed her in that skirt. He's like, man, get your ass over here, man.
Women and children will be the #1 target.
So it's like, what you think?
Women
what you
and children will be the #1 target.
And that's why the scriptures outline all
the
of
#1
these things,
target.
Man. All right.
All that I'm just a girl, pretty princess, all that shit is out the window, especially if you have children. As a grown woman, you need to know how to defend yourself. And I'm not talking about just with a pew pew. You need
Right, and she talking about as a grown woman, you need to know how to defend yourself. See, when you read in the law, all right, the woman's defense was her crying out, all right, for another man to come in and deliver. That's why even when you go on the law on rape, it talks about what? If she has to cry out, all right? You know, it talks about her crying out. It didn't say, not in the law, it says teach the woman how to do jujitsu. It says teach Judah the bow, all right? It's talking about the men of Judah. But it don't talk about teach the woman how to do the jujitsu and everything like that. Her defense was crying out so that another man could come in and hopefully defend and help her, man. All right, and that's what women are going to recognize, that your defense is that man. Is another man coming in and to defend, and that's what it's been this entire time. You calling 911, another man coming in to defend, all right? Coming in to help, right? And it's going to go back to that, and women are going to know that, all right? And they ain't going to care how many other women you got. They're going to, in that time, women are going to hope that you deal with other women, man, because that's the only way her ass is gonna make it. If every man just only had one woman, you know how many more women will be through out here? They're gonna hope, like, man, I hope he'll at least deal with me, and I know he got one already. I hope he would, because I'm not trying to go through this. Like, it don't matter how many women you got, you know. Women are gonna hope that you would accept them, even though you got another, you know, shorty, man, another couple of them, man. And it's gonna be like that, man. They're gonna all cleave on in that time, man. But that's all I'm gonna play on this. You can check out the rest of that. You know, but we can go back to that Isaiah now, and you can start at the top.
Isaiah 32 and verse 1, it says, behold, a king shall reign in righteousness, and princes shall rule in judgment, and a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind.
Right, talking about what? That judgment, all right, the calamities, the chaos that's going to happen, right? A hiding place from the wind, right? Go ahead.
And a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place.
As rivers of water in a dry place, man. All right, so imagine going through a desert, man, and you all exhausted and everything like that, and then there's some water. You coming to it, you thirsting, you know, you relieved, like, oh, finally some relief. You know, when, man, these women is going to be worn out, all right, because these dudes is going to die. All right, all these different dudes is going to die. They showed you that in Bushwick. As soon as shit popped off, the nigga died in 2 minutes. All right, like 5 minutes.
Left out there by herself.
Yeah, she was left out there by herself, man. All right.
Until she ran into another man.
Until she ran into another man that defended her from other men. All right. she was finna get ravished by those two dudes. Another man had to come in and stop it. And then after that, he didn't even want her. He didn't even want her. He was finna keep it moving. She begged. All right, watch that movie Bushwick, man. She begged, please, no, please don't leave me. Please don't leave me. Let me just come with you. Please. Begging. A lot of women ain't gonna be like, nah, man, nah, fuck that. Your ass can stay here. Like, we keeping it moving. All right, I got enough. And nah, you ain't even, you ain't my type.
And it's gonna have to be like that through the spirit too. You know, brothers gonna have that discernment. And it's like you can't just pick and choose like every woman, you know what I'm saying, that looks good, you know, here it is, she all fine and stuff, and we're gonna have to try these women, you know, we're gonna have to actually prove, these women are gonna have to get proven first before you just be all, you know what I'm saying, she all hot and ready, you know what I'm saying.
I mean, every woman gonna be hot and, you know, at that time, you know, but it's gonna be all through the spirit, you know, the Lord's gonna give the discernment, man, because a wicked bitch is gonna die. You know, a wicked bitch is just gonna get destroyed, man, you know. And in that time, you know, I mean, shit, women, when the shit's happening, they gonna believe and get an order, and there is gonna be a fear there, you know, to where it's like, okay, you know, nah, she was doing all this, but that fear's in, and the Lord gonna have mercy on whom He have mercy. The scriptures talk about how even the harlots and the harlots are gonna go into the kingdom instead of certain of these wicked niggas, man. All right, you know, but they're gonna turn from that, and they're gonna be in fear, and so on and so forth. So we gonna see how everything play out, man. You know, but there's gonna be that man and. Whatever the spirit's on him to decide at that moment, you know, he'd be like, yeah, all right, she could slide, you know. You might look at a bitch and she could be fine, like, nah, that bitch, she proud as hell. I can just see it in her eyes, man. Her ass a demon.
She gonna cause some problems.
Yeah, nah, let her ass suffer. Yeah, so here it is. You got your 7, 8, 9, 10 other women. Nah, I could tell her attitude. She ain't even humble enough. I could just read it through her right now. She gonna cause issues in my household. Nah, this bitch gotta stay here, man. You know? However the spirit play out, man. But the roles is gonna switch. We gonna choose. All right, we gonna pick according to the spirit that's on us at that time. However the Lord play it out, you know? However you play it out, man. So it says, you can keep reading on that?
It says, I read verse 2 again. It says, a man shall be a hiding place from the wind.
Right, and I was even talking to the bro, and even in that, there's certain women that you might have dealt with in the past and everything like that. A lot of them women, bro, you just gonna see their ass get judged, all right? You just gonna see their ass get judged. The Lord gonna allow you to see it, and a lot of these women, it's gonna be women you never met or seen before. You might have been hung up over this one chick, and when shit hits the fan and shit get to moving, man, you ain't even gonna be thinking about them women, man. You're gonna be going about your business like, oh, damn, I done forgot about her. Oh, shit. Damn, you all right? Her ass struggling. Oh, my God, I'm so happy I see you. Oh, yeah, nah, you had your opportunity. You had your chance. Didn't I tell you all this is gonna happen? All right? And didn't you choose otherwise? Or didn't you choose to go be with this nigga? Or didn't you so on? Or didn't you leave because of this? He's gonna make these women eat their words, shit that they've said to men. And you're gonna have to keep that, keep all that same energy. All right? Keep all that same energy. That's why that Micah 7 says that. You can grab that real quick. Micah 7 and 10. Well, I guess I could pull it up here too.
I got you. This is Micah 7 and verse 10. It says, just start at verse 10, straight to the point.
Well, yeah, you can start at 9. That's fine.
Verse 9. It says, I will bear the indignation of the Lord, because I have sinned against him, until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me. He will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness.
That's right. So we've been bearing the indignation of the Lord. We've been going through our sufferings. We've been going through being humbled, and the Lord's been refining us. He's been making us precious. He's been, making us as gold. All right. With great labor has he made us great, perfect. Lord's will be part of that grape, that cluster, right? That he's been perfecting through the trials and tribulations. So we've been in the lowest state. But it's going to change, man. Isaiah 13 and 10. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, than the golden wedge of Ophir. The Lord is going to show it in the sight of all the nations, man. All these people, they're going to recognize how precious and valuable the true men of the Lord are, man. All right? Because of their commitment and dedication to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua and the favor that he has on those men, and how he's protecting and guiding them and delivering them from all the things that are happening, man. All right?
It says, verse 10, it says, then she that is mine enemy, it says, she that is mine enemy shall see it.
Right, so these women is going to see it, Shorty, yeah, you might have been over. I'm gonna use a line from the Big Bro Murph. You might have been over in the Heartbreak Hotel over that, that damn demon. All right, you got over that shit. And, you ain't even, when that shit, you ain't gonna be thinking about her, but she gonna be thinking about you. All right? You ain't gonna be thinking about her, but she gonna be thinking about you. Why? Because you told her that shit was gonna happen. You knew what it was gonna be. And the spirit gonna have it where, however the spirit have it, she might come across you, you might see her. And the spirit gonna have, the Lord gonna have that cold spirit on you. Like, yeah, nah, you had your chance. I'll see you maybe on the other side, shorty. Now you're gonna have to go through that suffering. You chose remember all that, keep all that same energy, all that shit you said, you ain't shit, you thought I was a this or that or whatever the case it may be. You wanted to go, whatever the hell. Jake went through all the shit they went through with these women. They know what's been said. She's gonna have to keep all that same energy, Everybody's gonna keep all that same energy. Everybody that scoffed the Lord, everybody that's talk shit, that acted like they ain't need to take heed to these words, keep all that same energy when the Lord starts bringing in that judgment, because that's what you're going to have to stand on. Yeah. And he's going to force these women to feel that, man.
Yeah. It says, then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her.
She's going to be ashamed, all right? She's going to be ashamed, disgraced. She's going to be regretful for all that she's done. The decisions she made. She might have left you. She might have, left you for another nigga, cheated on you, whatever the hell, man. All right? Says you ain't shit, or you a bum, you ain't got nothing going. Bro, I done heard so many stories of what Jake went through and what women done said to these men, and here it is, you done took care of her, you done provided, you was good, you was serving the Lord, all right? And none of that mattered, all right? None of that mattered to him, but when shit hits the fan, that's you're all she's going to be thinking about, all right? And then when the table switch, then that's when you're going to be in the driver's seat and you're going to be like, nah, I'm cool. Yeah, nah, you're not my type no more. Nah, I'm straight. Yeah, nah, I was dealing with hell from you back then. You ain't listening and you ain't finna listen now. I'm cool. They're going to get rejected by you. That's just what it is. The Lord is going to reject these women by you. Mm-hmm. They're going to come they're going to come knocking, like the scriptures talk about, man. Many shall strive to enter into the straight gate, but many shall try and they shall not be able to enter in. There's going to be a lot of women. When that Isaiah 4:1, like the brother had mentioned, man, all these women that try and cleave on, they're not finna get selected. There's going to be a select few of your choosing, however you choose, how many or whoever that you decide that's going to be taken, man. But it ain't going to be all of them I'm going to take all of them. Yeah. You could here it is. You could be in a detention center. All right. You cry out to the Lord have an angel break you out. All right. It's damn 300 people in the detention center. All right. And you might have had, your spirit might have been inclined to 3, 4, 5 women out of there. You know what? You come with me. You come with me. You come with me. No, let me come. Nah, no, I'm good. No, them 3 and we out. And they the only ones that get delivered with you. And they appreciative. They're humble. They're meek. You the only family she got. Everybody that she know died. All right. Or is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Her parents done died. All right. Everybody else, you're all she knows now. She's just following you. It's going to be like that in certain instances, man. It's going to be like that, man. Whoever you decide, that's whoever the spirit's on you to deal with, that's what it's going to be. Whoever the spirit's on you to have mercy on, that's who it's going to be. But go ahead.
Mm-hmm. It says, then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy power?
Right. You might have before the spirit already told you, like the Lord told Peter. I think it was Peter, it might have been Paul. All right, when he was on that ship and the angel had already told him that he wasn't gonna perish on the ship, but that they was gonna make it over to get to, I think Rome is where they were headed. I forget exactly where they were headed, but the angel already told him that he was gonna get delivered, while everybody else was panicking, So it's throwing everything off the ship and so on and so forth, right? So everybody was panicking, but the angel already told him he was going to get delivered. The spirit can have it to where you in the detention center, the angel already told you, in 3 days, you're going to get busted out of here. So then on those 3 days, you just asking who believe in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. We getting up out of here. Yeah. Oh, man, I'm finna believe that, man. We done been in here 3 months. All right, we done been in here 3 months, Then you got certain women, certain men. I'm like, nah, I believe. Yeah. You said we getting delivered, and nah, I believe Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, he's going to get us out, and the spirit's on them to believe. So then when that time happens, whoever believed, hey, they coming with you. No, I believe. Nah, nigga, you was talking shit. I said we was getting out of here in 3 days through the spirit and power Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And the nigga scoffed. They ass get left there in that detention center while you and who else believe make it up out of there. These are the times that we in, man. Great miracles, man. Great deliverances, man. All right. And the Lord is going to use his men to get certain of the believers out of these different jams. Yeah. Didn't the Lord do it in the book of Judges? The scripture says how the Lord gave saviors, all right, to deliver our people, you know. And during that time of Judges, even in the book of Obadiah, the scripture says how the Lord will send saviors upon Mount Zion, right? So the Lord is going to use his men to the exaltation of those names, Yahweh Yahweh Shai, man, all right? And get Jake out of these certain jams, man, certain of the believers. So it's going to be a lot of things that happen. And in that time, once again, you ain't finna be thinking about no raggedy bitch that done, you know, did you bogus. You know what I'm saying? She ain't even going to be a thought in your head, man, all right? You're going to be keeping it moving. You know, glorifying, magnifying Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, praying for deliverance, praying that the Lord continues to stay with you, praying that you continue to move in the fear of the Lord all the way on the way out. You ain't even going to be thinking about certain of these different individuals. The Lord just going to have you see them get destroyed, and they're going to cry out and be like, yeah, nah, call Layim La Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, the Lord eventually got him. I knew he would anyways, man. And they just got to suffer through what they got to suffer through, man. The Lord going to have a certain spirit on us, man, and it's already amping up now, you know. I was even thinking there's a certain woman that I used to care. Look, I don't even think about it. Now, at one point, it was like, man, you know, I see him on the other side. Now it's like, I don't give a fuck. You know, nah, that bitch can suffer. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're going to have a gang of new women you ain't never met before that's going to be, you know, just for you, reserved for you, that the Lord has prepared, man, to get deliverance through you. The elect is the elect. All right? Whoever's slated to get delivered is going to get delivered, and the Lord is going to join them up with his men accordingly, man. So the Wadiyah, call Layim La Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. We in glorious, beautiful times, man. But you got it back, Shalakia.
Now you good. This is back in Micah 7.
You can start at the top. 7 and 10.
Yeah, Micah 7 and 10. It says, then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy power? Mine eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets.
Right, that's right. It says she shall be trodden down as the mire of the streets. And once again, man, we're going to behold the reward of the wicked, man. And the scriptures also say this in the book of Psalms, the 58th chapter. It says, Psalms chapter 58. No, is it 59? I think it's 59. Desire on my enemy. This is Psalms chapter 59 and verse 10, the power of my mercy shall prevent me. The Most High shall let me see my desire upon mine enemies. Right. So the Lord is going to really allow us to see these different things, man. You know, The Lord is really going to allow us to see it, man. These people get judged. All right. And they're going to see you and you're going to look at them and they're going to look at you in the eye and you're going to look back at them in the eye and you're going to laugh. You know, it says we shall laugh at them, man. Mm-hmm. And they're going to know. They're gonna be like, damn, I fucked up. Yeah. They're gonna hope, oh my gosh, there you go. Oh, I'm so happy I see you. I'm like, hold on, player. I don't know you. Like how Shai said, he said, many shall say, Lord, haven't we prophesied in thy name and cast out devils? He said, depart from me, ye workers of iniquity. I've not known you. Yeah. It's like, shit, I don't know you. Who the fuck is, who are you?
To the death.
Yeah, man. Nah, straight up. The wicked's gonna get judged, man. Whoever it may be. Whoever it is, all right? Don't matter different relationships you might have had with the wicked, all right? You might have been dating the wicked, all right? You might have been in a relationship with the wicked. You might have been best friends with, cool with this wicked nigga that got to get judged. This wicked bitch that got to get judged. It is what it is, all right? And that we ain't going to bat no eye. We're going to keep it moving. Call Layim La Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. You know? That was it in that Psalms. Did you finish on that Isaiah 32?
No, I ain't finished.
Come on, go back up.
Isaiah 32 and verse 2, it says, and a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in the dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. Mm-hmm. It says, in the eyes.
So that hedge, that protection, that's what that man is going to be, you know? That's what that man is going to be, man. And majority of these other dudes, man, they're gonna get put to death, man. They're going to suffer. They're going to die. You got that in that second Ezra? Did you end up getting that? That second Ezra 16?
I thought it was in 15, but
Okay, I thought it was 16, but I could be mistaken. It might be 15. Let me
is it the there should be sedition among
It
men?
says the virgins shall mourn.
Okay, Salaki. Yeah, I think that's
Yeah, 16 and 33.
Okay, Con. Second Ezra 16 and 33. It says the virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. It says in the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed.
Right. So where do all the men go? It said that the virgins mourn, they ain't got no bridegrooms. The women mourn, they ain't have no husband. Showing you the importance of these men. All right. They're mourning because they ain't got no men around. Why? Because they're that hedge. You know, they're the ones that, you know, can protect them, right? It says their daughter shall mourn, having no helpers. And what happened? What did it say? Verse 34, you can read it again.
34 says, in the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed.
So you're going to have a lot of people, a lot of men that died in these different wars. All right. Whether it's the civil unrest, whether it's a war for food, trying to provide, you know. It says for the lack of bread and great tribulation shall, you know, people destroy one another and break into one another houses with the sword. All right, because of that lack of bread and great tribulation. So when that famine sets in, niggas going to be kicking in doors. All right, the houses are going to be spoiled. All right, and if a woman's in that house and there ain't no man around, if a nigga kick in the door and a woman's in that house and ain't no man around, come on now, what you think is going to happen, man? Niggas already don't care if a chick is cute or not. You know, niggas standards already be bugged out.
Yeah.
You know? So I was like, shit, nigga, a nigga that's going through a famine, all right,
Bro,
he hungry and shit, so he killing two birds with one stone. The nigga already horny and he hungry. Oh, he finna go get some food out that kitchen. And what you think is gonna happen? And he see you? It's a wrap. It's a wrap. All right? Your ass ain't Colombiana, okay? Your ass ain't the woman queen, whatever the fuck. Your ass, your defense is crying, all right? And to the sincere believers, all right, sincere believing woman, you're going to cry out to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and the Lord is going to deliver. Plain and simple. And the Lord is going to deliver, man. All right, those that truly fear him, okay? Those that fear the Lord, they will be protected. They will be delivered, all right, from their trials and tribulations or whatever the hell it may be.
Damn. Man, that just made me think about when Daniel was in that lion's den and the Lord had Habakkuk bring him some food.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking about in a situation where, let's say, one of a man of the Lord's wives is in a concentration camp or, you know, wherever it may be, and the Lord might have you just teleport.
Well, a sister, a couple years back, man, she had a dream like that, man. You know, she gave a testimony. She had a dream that I forget the setting where she was at, but it was like in the midst of like Jacob's trouble. Mm-hmm. She said 2 dudes was trying to come in and they was trying to take her, and she was crying out, you know, and then she cried out to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and then she said a brother, she didn't say the brother's name, but she knew him from the lessons, from the videos. She said a brother came in and went to work on them niggas, man. Out of nowhere. It wasn't like they were already dating or whatever the case may be. She cried out. That brother came in and fucked them niggas up and delivered her, man. The sister gave a testimony. Even my shorty, she had a dream a couple last week. She was telling me how she was somewhere and this troop had came in, and it was with some other it was these niggas from what's the name of that nigga, man? She told me that it was a YouTube streamer. It was this YouTube streamer. It was some event going on. But long story short, all right, the troop came in and ended up killing the streamers, all right? But then the troop turned and he was looking at her like, oh, yeah, you coming with me. And then she was like, nah, I got a man. This is what she told me, happened in the dream. She was like, nah, I got a man. And then he was like, shit, I don't care. You coming with me. And then shit, she cried out. And then the troop ended up killing himself. Turned a gun on himself and shot himself in the head. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, the Lord is going to do these things. That's why it just comes down to faith and belief in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. We ain't got to worry about how it's going to happen or whatever. If we truly believe and have faith and fear the Lord, bro, he's going to make it happen. You know, so even with sisters that, you know, you might have been listening to these lessons and you wondering like, how is it gonna, you know, well, when shit hits the fan, I ain't got no man with me and so on and so forth. Look, you trust and believe in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, he's gonna make it happen. You just do what you need to do, move in the fear of the Lord, take heed to these instructions so you can be delivered. And when you get with that man, make sure that your ass is on point. All right. Cause that would be a shame. Your ass been out there on your own and now you finally get with a man, but your ass don't know how to act. Or now you rebellious, or now you disobedient, and now you're not humble. Now you're not listening because you ain't really been working on your character to be prepared to be given to that man. So then when you get him, you lose him. All right? And you get left behind. Your ass got to get prepared. All right? Because especially the type of spirit that brothers is in, way more sharp, way more, you know, short, so to speak, man. Like, a lot of shit, bro, is like, nigga, ain't finna tolerate that shit. All the hell we done tolerated all the shit that men done tolerated that men. It's a change in the places. Yeah, they ain't finna tolerate no bullshit in that time. It's like, if you don't fear, oh, well, you got two options. Either you could stay, all right, listen what the fuck I'm telling you, or you can go out there, all right?
And
it's a win-win for me.
It could be one of the smallest things that you do. And it'd be like, nope. I don't need you no more. I don't need you around more.
It's like you're not needed anyways. It's like at the end of the day, we fine.
Yeah.
The men of the Lord is fine. Just like Yahweh Shai, he's fine. He don't need us. We need him.
Yeah.
All right? We're fine. We don't need you. You need us. Okay? We going to be all right. The Lord is going to come in and deliver and protect us. We're fully persuaded. We know that. With or without you. You know? So you got to move in that energy like, now let me make sure I'm moving into fear and taking heed, man. You know? But you got more in that second Esdras?
Damn, did I even finish? Yeah.
Just read that 34 again.
Okay, verse 34 says, in the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine.
Right, yep. So that shows you a lot of the men is going to die. And that leads me actually to Isaiah, the 3rd chapter.
Oh, that's spirit.
Isaiah 3. And where was you going to start?
Because it's in a blue letter. It kind of give the bullet, not the bullet points, but the...
Yeah, I got to take off the...
Oh, okay.
No, it's all good. I'll do it real quick. Because I was just going to start at like the last 3 verses.
Okay, no, that's cool.
All right, well, Isaiah 3 and 24. It says, and it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink. And instead of a girdle, a rent. So what do you think is going to be the state of these women when... All right, they ain't got the
cosmetics.
Yeah, the cosmetics, them damn long ass fingernails and that damn makeup and all that shit. You're gonna go from wearing designer to wearing rags.
Right.
All right, walking miles through the street. All right, you bitches gonna learn how to walk. Okay.
Damn.
You know,
you can start at verse 16. So
yeah. Isaiah 3 and 16. Judah's woman denounced. Moreover, the Lord saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet.
That's right. And it says that the daughters of Zion are haughty. So we see right now how all these women are all haughty. And not just because it says Judah's women denounced, not just Judah, but the northern kingdom tribe as well. All these women are all of our women. They're all haughty. They're all pride. They all can't be told anything about themselves. They're going in this prideful spirit, man. But all that's going to be brought low. It's all going to be denounced, as it says in that title.
Yeah, all the proud and all the lofty shall be brought low, man. All right, that word haughty goes back to proud and arrogant.
Arrogant, yeah.
You know, and that's our women, man. They're proud and arrogant, man. They're esteeming themselves more highly than they ought. All right, so the Lord is going to humble them, man. Mm-hmm. You know, he's going to bring them low through these different calamities, through these different plagues. It talks about that the ones that ate the richest food shall search the garbage dumps for food. Mm-hmm. You know, these women, they're going to be out here, bro. They're going to be out here through. They're going to be out here through. The scriptures talk about in the book of Lamentations, man, how they shall, as a matter of fact, let me grab that real quick, man, because it shows you the atmosphere of what happens during a siege. And that's what's happening right now. Esau is doing a siege on our people. That's why you see these militaries compassing about Jerusalem, talking about Israel, wherever they're scattered, coming to DC, to the hoods, coming to the hoods of Chicago, going to the hoods of New York, going to wherever Jake is at. That's the troops coming in, compassing about Jerusalem.
Yep. That's why you got Alligator, Alcatraz. You got all these different sea camps, you know, that are being established out throughout America, man. And what it says in Ezekiel, it says that a sword is sharpened, is furbished, all right, to make a great slaughter. This is what's taking place right now. The Lord is sharpening his sword, which is the wicked, all right, to come down with that great wrath, you know, upon our people, man.
Mm-hmm. I forgot I was just gonna grab something, bro. It completely slipped my mind.
Slakia, cause you was finna grab
What was I even talking
damn,
about,
you literally
bro?
just said it. Slakia.
Shit. Lord's will to come back if the spirit, really
And
want
you
it.
just said it too.
But we was talking about the as being proud. All right, it's all good. So back in this Isaiah the 3rd chapter, Isaiah 3 and 16. Moreover, the Lord saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet. Therefore the Lord will smite with the scab, the water, Lamentations, the water Yabashim Yabashai. Lamentations, because we was talking about what happens during the siege. And this is what happened when the Babylonians came and besieged our people, man. This is Lamentations chapter 5 in verse I'm gonna start at verse 9. We got our bread with the peril of our lives because of the sword of the wilderness. In the NLT, we hunt for food at the risk of our lives, for violence rules the countryside. So like we read, all right, men dying in the wars. All right, you're going to have a lot of men that are going to go out and try and get food from their households, and they're not going to come back. All right, when it's in the midst of famine, the man, he's going to try and go out, and he ain't going to come back home. All right, then you're going to have the woman out there. She going to try and wiggle her way outside to go get some food. Eventually, the nigga don't come back. Like, we got to eat. They're going to starve. So it's like they're going to try and wiggle their ass out, and then they're going to get snatched up, Or they're going to be trying to, go through the garbage dump, digging for food here, digging for food there, looking over their shoulder. All right, that's why it says we hunt for food at the risk of our lives. All right, for violence rules the countryside. So it's violence everywhere, man. People breaking in houses, people kicking in doors, people snatching up women. You hearing cries, you hearing screams of this happening, that happened. All right, it says the famine has blackened our skin as though baked in an oven. Our enemies ravish. All right, you see the word there. The women in Jerusalem and the young girls in all the towns of Judah. It's saying it right here. It says this is what the Babylonians did to us back then. So how much more in this time, man? The nigga said it. He was like, hey, shorty, get over here in that skirt. What you think was on his mind? She was running. What you doing running outside in a skirt? How many niggas is looking, and women like that attention and shit like that, but they think they like that shit until a nigga see. Right now they got a heads, they can go and tease, titties out, nobody come and grab them up, ass out. They can if you look, they can. What are you looking at?
Yeah, they can reject, they can talk shit.
Nigga finna look and snatch. That's what it's gonna be, man. Yeah, so it ain't
not just one, but it's gonna be many.
It's gonna be multiple. Well, that's what happened in Bushwick. It wasn't just one dude that came in. Both of them was looking at her like, oh, shit.
And then, as we was talking about earlier, what you think? You just going to turn into, like we said, Colombiana? It's two grown-ass men. Yeah. You think you're going to turn into Colombiana?
That little weak-ass jujitsu you just learned? That little 3 punches? That little shit. I even laugh when I see a damn police officer that's a damn cop, a woman.
Oh, woman, yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck this bitch? Man, what the fuck this bitch gonna do? Oh, man, shove this bitch. Like, she trying to put handcuffs on me. Like, what? You gonna sit your ass down and go cook or clean? Make a sandwich or something?
Make a damn sandwich.
You gonna make a damn sandwich or something? What the ass you out here playing cop? Get your ass papped up. Your ass to get ravished. Like, niggas don't be caring, man. And once again, and that's like Shorty said in the clip, there's men that are waiting for society collapse. All right, there's men that was out there. It was this one dude he was on the damn OnlyFans killing spree, man. Damn. Going to snatch a woman that got OnlyFans, man. They subscribe, they think that shit cute and everything like that. These niggas see. So it's like women's gonna really get put in their place and recognize like, no, I'm a prey. All right, I'm a target. Okay, they ain't gonna want to be out there with all the attention. You're gonna want no attention. You ain't gonna want no social media. And by that time, shit is going to be cracked anyways, man. You ain't going to want nobody to know you, nobody to recognize you, nobody to see you. You're going to want to be out of the way. You ain't going to want no dude to be like, oh, is that so-and-so from the gym? Oh, I've been waiting, You ain't going to want to be out of sight, out of mind, like the men of the Lord been telling you to be, man. All right? You're going to want to be modest. All right? Not that attention. So everything's going to fall into play, man. But it says, our enemies ravished the women in Jerusalem and the young girls in all the towns of Judah. All right. So going back to that Isaiah 3, and we're gonna end it off on this, bro.
Yeah, you can really just jump down to where you had started out earlier.
Come.
Just read into Isaiah 4.
This is Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 24. And this shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink. Right. So this bitch been walking for 3 weeks. All right. Because she got cast out of her home. All right. It's no food in that city. So everybody traveling to another city, like it talks about in the book of Amos. You know, everybody leaving from one city to go to another because of the lack of bread. So she been walking, you know, for 3 days, 4 days. She ain't got no feminine products. All right. You know, she got a damn handbag carrying her life in it. You know, woman's going to be reduced. All right. Her ass is going to stink. She ain't take no shower. You know what I'm saying? It says, and instead of a girdle, a rent, instead of well-set hair, baldness, all right, instead of a stomacher, a girding of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty. And this is what happened to our women as a whole with the curses, specifically Judah, you know. But even, you know, Northern Kingdom and everything like that, but it mainly hit Judah, you know. But in the midst of societal collapse, this is the reality of what happens, all right? It says, thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war. So once again, men being put down. And her gates shall lament and mourn, and she, being desolate, shall sit upon the ground. It says Isaiah 4:1, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. So just to take the picture of all that happening, woman ain't finna care. You got 8 other women, 9 other women, 10 other women. You know, it ain't finna be no tiptoeing. It's like, can I come with you? I already got 8 shorties with me. I'm good. Please, I'll serve them. Hey, what's his name? Abigail said when King David came in, and you know, Abigail, when after the nigga got put to death, his wicked ass in the ball. All right, after he got put to death, she was like, man, I'll be a servant to your servants. You know, I'll be a servant to your servants. She was humble. So even these women like, look, like I'll help them out. I'm not even like, whatever you want me to, I'll help them out. I'll be cool with them, whatever. She gonna be humble as fuck. All right, because being with you is way better than anything else that's out there being on her own. All right. She done barely escaped, you know, 8 niggas trying to take her everywhere she goes, a nigga trying to snatch her up. Imagine that. Like, women's gonna be brought to that everywhere. Every time you go outside or every time you go somewhere, there's gonna be a nigga eyeing you, trying to grab you up. That's what women are gonna be brought to. They're gonna want to be hedged. You know, they're gonna want to be hedged, man. Every time a bitch walk outside, somebody looking at her, trying to get her, waiting for the perfect opportunity. That's what it's gonna be brought to. You know, so it's the Lord, man. When shit hits the fan, it's going to go down, man. But reading this again, Isaiah 4:1, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. So what's happening, man? The Lord is not a man that he shall lie. All right, shall he say it and shall he not make it good, man? And these women's going to cleave on, man. And you're going to be stiff-armored, most of them. All right, you know? So that's really it, man. You got anything else?
Nah, that was it.
Hey, so having that being said, Lord's what I was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, pushing out this word in all sincerity and the truth. With that, we're going to say shalom.